Alright guys, because there is not a lot of information on the internet about the Google Merchant Center and especially about the settings, I'm going to show you within 5 minutes every setting you need to know inside the Google Merchant Center. So what you need to do first is go to the Google Merchant Center, and if you have an account already, you can use that one. And if you would like to set up a new one, you need to do that, of course. So let me show you around in the Google Merchant Center help first. What a very important thing is, and a lot of people don't know about these things, are the updates and the announcements in the changelog in Google Merchant Center. So whenever there is any update, they will literally announce it here. So, for example, on 15 July 2026, there was an update about the Google Shopping ads and the free listing policies. So if you would like to stay updated about every update about Google Merchant Center or shopping, you can find it here. And it does not really matter what you are selling, Google will update their policies every time again, so please stay updated to stay live in the Google Merchant Center. So now I'm going to show you everything inside the Google Merchant Center, that you know exactly what you need to do and where you can find what. So I'm clicking on Google Merchant Center. So I made a test Merchant Center so I can show you exactly everything inside it. And yeah, like I said, where to find what, because it is very important to know all the features and things you need to know inside the Google Merchant Center. So first of all, this is the overview. You need to do, and you need to take some required steps to get live on Google to show your products inside the shopping. So first, you need to add your business address. After, you need to confirm the online shop of your business. And after, you need to add the details about how do you deliver your products. And also, how does the return policy for your store works. Here you can find some notifications. I have no products implemented in this Merchant Center, so for now there are no notifications here. But whenever there is any issue with a product, with your feed, whatever, you can find it exactly here. Then the products. So whenever you have products inside the Merchant Center, you can see the exact status over here. And there are 4 different kind of statuses. You have the approved ones, that's the one you need. The limited ones, that means shopping or free listings. One of them is disapproved. Or, for example, the shopping ones are approved, but the free listings are under review. Then it becomes orange. Whenever something is not approved, it will turn red, and whenever something is under review, it will turn gray. So you can see everything here. If there are some issues with products, you can see it exactly here. For example, there are policy issues, the URLs aren't working, the images aren't fitting well into the shopping, those kind of things, you can literally find it here. Also, the Merchant Center provides some features that you can automatically update things, for example, prices, availability, conditions, about delivery, and also images that are not approved. So it's very important to set all these settings on so everything will go automatically and you don't have to do it manually. Because if you do it manually and you get a lot of issues and you don't see it because you don't check your Merchant Center account, I would always recommend to check your Merchant Center 1 time a day if you have some disapproved products. Otherwise, they are not visible in the shopping, or they are, and you will get a lot of clicks but no conversion. So it's very important to keep checking the Google Merchant Center. The next one, delivery and returns. It's very important whenever you start with the Google Merchant Center that your policies on your store are 100% the same as it is in the Google Merchant Center, because they will review this, and if there is any inconsistency, they will disapprove your feed, they will disapprove your Merchant Center, and it will lead to a misrepresentation. So you can start with the policy settings over here and fill everything correctly in. Same with the return policy. Always choose the right market you have, because if that's done, everything will be fine. The next one, the shop quality. Of course, because we don't have products inside the Merchant Center now, it doesn't have any quality, but whenever you are already running ads for a longer time, it will show you the overall score quality. Then the next feature, this is the creative content feature. You can literally create AI images inside the Google Merchant Center account. So whenever you have a kind of product, for example soap, and it doesn't have a nice background, you can change it here. You can also animate images, so yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can even create videos. So the Merchant Center has a lot of features as well. At video assets, you can import videos and you can use creatives on Google as well. You can do that with demand gen. So you can advertise on Google with your products, create some urgency. So there is the video asset part for. The ad campaign part, this is the part where you need to link your Google ads to the Google Merchant Center, of course, together with your store and the data tracking. And then you can just start advertising with the PMAX, with a search, whatever, does not really matter, but it starts here. Then the 2 different things I already explained, like the shopping ads and the free listings. The shopping ads is a paid marketing module, and the free listings are literally free. So you can also work on these to get like free advertisements on Google. Of course, it will never make as lot of revenue as the shopping ads, but you can for sure get some free money in from the free listings if your listings are optimized and well done. At the products tab, you can see exactly what your products are doing. You can even find competitors, popular products, promotions, and kind of audiences. You can also see your CTR, your impressions, and clicks. So this is synchronization from Google Ads. This is another feature in the Google Merchant Center. If you have like a brand, it's very accurate, but if you have like a dropshipping store, it's not that accurate, but you can really see what is the best price for your product and see to become more compatible with your competitors and try to get as many sales as possible. So you will get some recommendations, for example, to higher the price or to lower the price of a specific product, and you can test it, of course, and see if it works out. Then the general settings, these are very important. These need to be always 100% accurate as on your store as in the Google Ads everywhere. So it needs to be 100% the same. So you have like the time zone, the language you would like to have, product protection. So that means whenever you have a drop in active products, it will turn on some product protection. I would always recommend to do that as well. And whenever it's needed, I would never recommend to do this, especially when you have a misrepresentation, is close the Merchant Center account, because if you close it and start a new one on the same store, you will get like circumventing systems and your store URL domain will never go live again. Then the business info, this one needs to be done 100% accurate. The URL of the store needs to be linked here and verified and claimed as well. That's also very important. So then the sources. There are many different sources you can use. For example, the Symprozis feed, the Shopify feed with the Google and YouTube app, but also the Channable API. So there are a lot of different ones you can use, but you need to make sure the feed label is always correct. So if you sell in the UK, it needs to be in English with the Great British Pounds currency. Otherwise, you will get a mismatch in currencies, and that will lead to a misrepresentation. Then some add-ons. If you would like to tune your shopping ads, there are a couple of things you can do here. For example, you can add promotions, some 10% welcome discount. You can check your free local listings, automated discounts. Dynamic remarketing is also a very important one. And you can just claim here your Google customer reviews. If you have a lot of positive reviews, I would really recommend to implement them on your store, because that helps a lot with trust. So what you can do is just add people inside your business. For example, you need someone for data tracking that needs to check things inside your merchant center. Sometimes that happens. If you need, for example, some worker that needs access for your brand for whatever, or for example, a media buyer, you can add these persons here. So you can give them admin access or regular access, also super admin access, then they can even kick you in your own merchant center. So I would never recommend to give anyone that access. And you also have like the email only access, so people can only see what is inside the Merchant Center account. So if there are no changes necessary to be made by a worker, I would recommend to give them email access only. All right, guys, it's a little bit a longer video than the 5 minutes I said up front, but the more time, the more value, of course. I hope you learned some things about the Merchant Center, and if you have any questions regarding the Merchant Center or would like to get your ads becoming in Google Ads profitable, shoot us a message on the Instagram Merchantfly, or leave a message down in the comments and we will reach out to you. Leave a like and subscribe, and we see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.